Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Alyssa Michelle. If you're new here and you have already subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. If you have just came upon this channel, I need you to go ahead and subscribe to this channel. And while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything that comes through this channel. Also, like and share. Again, this is I'm Not Dying Today, Part 3. My breast cancer journey as we nearing Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October. I'm sharing with you my breast cancer journey. I am a breast cancer conqueror. I'm not a survivor because it's not coming back. I don't have to keep surviving this thing. It is done with. I have conquered it. It's not coming back. It is over. So I am a breast cancer conqueror. I'm not dying today. We left off with me going into the operating room to have my double mastectomy. We talked about how I had so much peace because I knew that I was going to be all right. I was going to come out all right because he let me know, Yahweh let me know that I was going to be all right, that I was not going to die. There was nothing that was going to happen to me on that table. There was no complications or anything. And so I had my surgery. And I believe, if I can remember well, that surgery was about 6 hours. It was about 6 hours. And so I had the surgery. And just like God said, I came through that surgery. All right. I came through the surgery all right. And all I can do was give him praise for blessing me to come through that surgery. I had an awesome care team. I mean, they were so awesome, and it was great. So yeah, I came through that surgery, and like I said, my care team was so great to me. They treated me with respect and dignity. They did not judge me because I made the decision to get a double mastectomy at all. They were supportive of my decision. As I stated, I wrote a book called My Story, My Decision, My Journey. Now, the book says surviving breast cancer, and I have to get that changed because when I first started out after I got breast cancer, I was saying surviving, breast cancer survivor, until it clicked with me that now I'm not a survivor. I am a conqueror. So I have to get that changed. But I want to read a poem as I go along. I'm going to read poems from my book. So this was for my care team, and it's titled My Care Team. Words will never express my gratitude for my care team. You care, respect it, and support it, and allow me to be me. You never judge, but you showed me so much compassion. You did your job, not as your job, but you did your job full of passion. You listened to me with your heart and not with your ears. When I wanted to cry, you comforted me and handled me with care. You answered all my questions. You never brushed me away. You treated me with dignity and told me it's going to be okay. Thank you for caring for me. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being there when I needed you the most. And most of all, thank you for being a part of my team. I had an awesome care team um, throughout this process of breast cancer. So, again, Everything went well with um, my surgery. I had to say goodbye. Goodbye to my girls. My girls was a start of my womanhood, me becoming a womanhood. I had now had to say goodbye. So I'm going to read you this poem. Saying goodbye. This morning, I must say goodbye to you. You were here, my girls, on yesterday. But on this day, you'll be gone. And saying goodbye will be the hardest thing I ever done. How am I to feel the same without you? You are my girls that clung to me real tight. You are all I ever knew my entire life. But now, on this sad morning, we must depart. I'm going to miss you, my girls. I'm going to miss how you made me feel. You were a part of my womanhood, and every part of me you filled. Why do you have to go away? Don't you know how much I need you? Please don't go. Please, please stay. Okay, I get it. This is something that must be done for me to live, finish my work here on earth, so one day I can hear my father say, well done. So goodbye, my girls. I will do my best being beautiful without you, clinging to every memory that we made together, remembering how you remain faithful and true. Goodbye, my love. So I had to say goodbye to my girls. Again, that was the hardest decision I had to make, but I did. I went through with the double mastectomy. I came through it like God said I will come through with no complications or anything. So I thought. I'm in recovery. Everything is good. They take me to my room. My daughter, who was there all day long, I decided to send her home to get some rest. And I'm so glad that I did, because I did not know what was coming. I didn't know. Now God told me that I was going to come through the surgery all right, but He left out something. He didn't tell me what's going to happen next. So I'm in my room. I send my daughter home. I remember the nurse coming in. She came in and to take my vitals, and that's all I remember. That is all I remember. When I came through, I saw all of these doctors, right? And I'm like, in my mind, why are y'all here? Because I couldn't remember what happened. Only thing I remember was a nurse coming in saying, I have to take your vitals. That's all I remember. And then when I come through, I see all these doctors. And they said to me that my heart stopped beating. They told me I had no pulse. They told me I died. Now, mind you, God said, I'm going to come through the surgery. No complications. I'm not going to die. And I didn't have no complications in the operating room. I did not die in the operating room. I did not have complications in the recovery room. I did not die in the recovery room. I go to my room and I die. And I'm saying, God, what happened? I did not understand what happened. And I asked him, and you know what he said to me? He said, I didn't just wanted to give you a testimony of how I healed you from breast cancer, but I wanted to give you a testimony of how I raised you from the dead. He said, I wanted to give you a double testimony, a double miracle. Why, Lord? Why? He said, because people don't believe. They stop believing in miracles. They stop believing that I can still raise people from the dead, that I can still work miracles. Only thing that they have to do is just believe. So now when I tell my story, as I'm telling my story to you today, I'm not only healed from cancer to not get cancer again, breast cancer, but he raised me from the dead. I'm not dying today. I didn't die that day. I died, but he raised me from the dead. See, what the enemy thought that he was going to do, God allowed him, but he let him know that at the end of the day, he has power and he has the key over death. You understand what I'm saying? So he raised me from the dead. He raised me from the dead. He wanted me to have a testimony of his healing and how his resurrection power. His resurrection power. And I'm telling you, I'm so excited. When I called my daughter and told her what happened, she said, Ma, I'm so glad I wasn't there. Because she would have freaked out. You know how they do in the hospital, right? When they have that cold blue, I think it's cold blue, and then they come rushing in there and they put everybody out. She would have panicked. She would have panicked. So I'm glad she wasn't there. And she was glad she wasn't there. This is to encourage you. If you are going through this, not to give up. I don't care what the doctors are saying. Trust God. Believe Yahweh for your healing. Because if he did it for me, he can do it for you. He healed me from cancer and he raised me from the dead. Yes, I had to get some transfusions and had some other things done. Normally, when you get a double mastectomy, you only have to stay in the hospital, I believe, like 2 days. I stayed almost a week. I stayed almost a week because of what happened. To this day, they don't know what happened. They don't know what caused all of that. That's what I should say. They don't know to this day what caused that. But one thing I do know, I can say, I once was dead, but now I am alive. And y'all see me in real time, right? Y'all see me in real time that I am alive because he raised me from the dead. Stay tuned to part 4.